Hi everybody. I know most people type their Facebook statuses, but I wanted to talk about mine. With mental illness being so prevalent in the news, in the media, in the world, I wanted to share something that I've kept very private for very long. My life has been a roller coaster since I'm pretty much born. I put the fun in dysfunctional, major dysfunction. I've had 4 fathers by the time I was 12. And when I was 17, my mother unfortunately got addicted to crack cocaine and I was left completely homeless. Nobody wanted me. I had an aunt. I couldn't live with her. I was a gypsy. I went from house to house to house for a few weeks here and there. So 17 years old, finishing 11th grade, I move in with my grandfather, who did not want me there, and took my clothes and physically put them in the dumpster. I've ruined, according to my aunt, her Thanksgiving because she had to come up 20 minutes to take care of the whole situation, so my existence was a burden. I had nowhere to go, so I went to go live in Metairie, Louisiana, which is New Orleans, with my brother. And it was a culture shock coming from Aventura, getting kicked out of the terraces of the Hamptons, magnificent apartment, to living in Metairie, Louisiana. It was so hard. I was 18 years old, maybe March, and I called a friend of mine who I was kind of dating to come pick me up and get me out of here. We ended up living in Orlando. I slept on the floor. I didn't have a bed, but it was a roof, and he used to beat the shit out of me. Again, I had nowhere to go. I ate macaroni and cheese. That's all he would feed me. And I slept on the floor. I was punched with bruises. It was horrible. That's just a teeny, tiny portion of my life. I was 17 years old and my grandmother had passed away. And after a funeral, you go back to the house for a shiva or whatever it may be. My uncle, my step-uncle, and his daughter, who was 2 years younger than me, just had issues. We must have had some sort of argument like teenage girls do. And he said to me, "Get out." I had nowhere to go. And he threw me out of my grandmother's shiva at 17 years old. Who does that? I go to New Orleans. I had an uncle who lived there with no children. He still did not want me. I had to fend for myself, and that's why living on a floor with no bed was better than nothing. Fast forward, present day.